And
there's so much healing.
Yeah, there's so much healing. Yeah, there were a couple that for some reason it didn't tabulate.
Keeps unloading. That one has rapid shot in it, but then like the other ones don't, and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what's up with the macros on Roll20 as of late, but they like don't seem to.
I wonder if it's because I edited one right after the other, so it probably did that thing where it reverts back what you typed in.
Yeah, and then his crits don't work either, so it's like
the crit thing is really fucking bizarre. So hopefully I can figure that shit out.
Because it's like it should just. I need to learn how to code that at 1.2. It's like I'm trying to do that with some of my party.
I can show you what I've got for scripts for some of that stuff. So, and you can try to build off that. Maybe you'll improve it. If we go back and forth between each other, we should have the combined knowledge to beat the shit out of this fucking game.
I'd love to steal your buff. I don't know how to do that. How it deducts from it automatically.
I'll if you take scripting from stuff, you can see it. We'll go over stuff later.
Yep.
All right. So, with that success, let's discuss donations.
I'm very less apt to donate to this thing now, Rakata.
This wasn't Delandrian's doing. It was obviously something else leaving this as a trap for someone, us, whatever. But this was not
How could a
Delandrian's
god?
intention.
How could a god let someone else trap its own shrine?
Because
There's
God's
another god.
everything.
Maybe somebody in the party has some insight into at least something that looked into you while this was all happening, as if it knew this was happening.
Something from
There-
Horizon.
There may be someone else that I may have, and I may have a guess as to the true cause. Remember how my ring started growing? Glowing?
Yes, Araclis or whatever fucking thing in the Reach. They're always watching us.
It wasn't Araclis.
On.
With the name it mentioned, I have reason to believe it's whoever is watching Zeke.
Wait, what? Alright. I need all the information you have right now.
He's never watched us outside of towns. How's he homing in on us now?
From
Getting
the
closer to him?
location that I came back from, it seemed like he was somewhere in Chrysaism.
Can Arvos recall, did her ring start glowing when Zeke hit the floor, like passed out?
It started glowing right around the time that that Zeke hit the ground and she started healing him.
I will offer up the theory that it looks like maybe when Zeke is weakened, his power grows more over you. Or he has the ability to sense you more, maybe.
Well, if Sphinx is correct and he's in Chrysaisen, then
Aravos, real quick, give me a knowledge arcana.
Knowledge Arcana. I do like Arcanas.
But not knowledgeist.
Okay,
Apparently.
so you remember that you're wearing something that gives you the ability to kind of be monitored exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just reminding you of that, just in case maybe you've forgotten. And that
It doesn't glow or anything, right? When he's doing
it doesn't glow or anything like that. It just tells him like where you're at. Anytime he like wants to check in on how you're doing, he can like do so.
That's good, because you'd always be visible then.
Yeah. Well, he's not always checking in. He just checks in periodically to make sure like he's not dead. No, he's regularly watching the party. But like right now he's not. Sphinx's ring isn't glowing unless he's specifically written himself as an exception to the ring.
No, of course you wouldn't do that.
Do I get like a ping or a probing when he does this, or is it just like
It is
just
entirely
happens?
silent. He just knows.
Okay, so I never know when he's
Yeah.
doing it. Okay.
you share them.
Sphinx, any other details? In Chrysaisen.
The most I could see was some sort of dark room standing over a pool of water.
Did you see him? What does he look like?
He is an older man, graying hair, like kind of a medium length beard, like kind of going down to the top of his chest level. He has kind of like a whiskery mustache that grows out a bit. And he was dressed in these very long, flowing red robes.
Oh,
There
really?
can't be many dark rooms in Chrysaisen. It's a small town. Let's just search room by
Chrysaisen is a city that's massive.
As I said, there can't be many dark rooms. Let's just do it room by room. We'll find one eventually. How many pools of water can there be?
Many, Meldronicus. Chrysaisen is my home. Take us
I'm aware.
forever. Take us forever.
How many
to
of us
find
have backstories now? If Zeke's backstory connects to Chrysaisen too, then we're all based out of Chrysaisen.
No, you're not all based out of Chrysaisen. Ra is from the wilds. Sphinx is from the wilds a bit. Cassius is sort of
From
like
Chrysaisen.
yeah.
I was born in
It's 4
Chrysaisen.
out of
Yeah.
6. Still a lot. Gets a lot of
It's
our
all right.
party connected to.
It's a big city, though, so I mean, it makes sense.
But when
Big
everyone else
city.
says it, I would say I kind of forgot. It was quite I was quite young when I was in there.
All right, so dark room. Any other descriptive details as to where we could identify him?
Sadly not. That's all the details she would get, because it just gives you like a picture of that person and a little bit of what they see.
Oh, she didn't see
Alright,
much when she
so-
zoomed out.
So
No.
Red Wizard of Thay. No wonder he's an angry man.
Could you
The-
have known?
One of the problems in Chrysaisen is a lot of the buildings looks very similar to each other. Like there's some distinct buildings, but he was in a relatively non-distinct building. So she'd have to like try to keep it in her memory really well exactly where he's at.
Could she like determine if there's like any natural light in the room?
So it was deliberately dim. Like in Chrysaisen, for it to be dim, you'd have to like have shutters closed and you'd have to have like other things. It was deliberately dark in the room. There was the only light kind of being cast was the light that was coming up from the pool.
Okay. I was thinking, like, even if you have like blinds closed, right? Though you might see some signs of sunlight.
In Chrysaisen, people specifically buy like blackout blinds.
Okay.
That like do the whole wraparound thing, because otherwise you will never sleep. And it will really start fucking with you.
It's Alaska.
Light madness is a huge problem in Chrysaisen.
Okay. So like, it wouldn't be correct to discern that he might have been underground by the lack of any sunlight.
No, it could be a number. There's a number of reasons that he could be that dark.
Oh god. I keep wanting to call him Marvos.
How were you able to determine that it was Chrysaisen?
Go ahead. You can explain it.
It sort of zoomed me out, and it was like for a moment I could see that it was Chrysaisen, and then I came back here. Basically.
Okay.
How would he have known we were coming here if this was his doing? I didn't even know we were coming to this shrine. There's many ways we could have gotten to Chrysaisen.
Actually, if you're going the safest way, this is a place that most travelers will cross. This is sort of the entry route that is safe from the beasts of the near sea and from the problems of Stevelo. It's a common path that anyone rolling a cart would take.
I'll pull out my map and kind of show him where we are on the map.
Yeah.
Still, for him to assume that we're as predictable that we have some religious fanatic that would have to donate gold.
I
That's-
think more
that seems-
importantly, it's not far-fetched that he would think that your cart driver, a person who takes the opportunity to research routes and paths before leaving a place, would have chosen to take the route that is the one that is safest for the people that he's taking from place to place.
I know,
Now
but
that-
how did he
not
know we would get
fanatic.
off and go to that shrine?
Perhaps it wasn't waiting for you to get off and go to the shrine. Perhaps it was specifically us just being at a certain point. We know not how this works, right?
When did the skeletons pop out? Actually, that's a good question. Was it like
Roughly when you got within a... Let me draw some lines here real quick. 1 sec.
Well, Zeke, you got yourself in trouble with a necromancer. It's not a good. Necromancers are vile.
Yeah,
Vile
basically,
creatures.
when a member of the party moved within 130 feet.
Okay. So it wasn't immediately when we got off the cart.
Nope.
It was we were walking towards it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it all happened.
Well, his specialty is divination magic, not necromancy.
Well, any spellcaster that dabbles in necromancy isn't
Perhaps.
one I'd be friends with.
Perhaps he wants to kill you, Zeke, and then make you his own little skeleton.
Well, that's surprising news.
That would seem to be the sadistic things that man would try and do to you.
And wait, how do you know what school of magic he specializes in?
He has been tracking us for quite some time.
I got that information from your buddy Oraculus.
Oh, if he told you, then must be true.
Yes, Heracles never lies.
Well,
I wouldn't say that.
Chatting. Ra's gonna go up to the altar and put her offering in.
What is Ra's
And-
offering?
So she's going to put in 10 platinum pieces as her offering and say a prayer to Delandrian as she's doing it. Basically just saying, like, I assume we'll be having to travel back through here again in the near-ish future, and I hope that this offering can be sufficient for basically round trip, as I doubt anyone is going to really want to stop by here again.
You reach out with your prayer and drop the coins in. They do not liquefy. They in fact kind of like roll up and then stand on the edge of the donation pool.
Landrian doesn't want
And you hear words whisper past your ears. There is something that looks for one of yours. It believes it to be its mortal foe. And there is one that has aided its search. It will find you no matter where you go. If you wait here, it will find you. If you go further, it will find you. I cannot stop this one. It has its own will, its own desire, and its desire is far greater than anything of this world. I am sorry, good child. But I will ensure the rest of the other risk that you have is kept minimal. And one of the platinums kind of falls backwards, rolls in, and then melts.
Do I, like, get the...
The other 9 fall forward onto the
So
ground.
they're, like, out of the dish now?
Yes.
Alright, well, I will, I guess, pick those back up. And,
I should have had you... Give me a knowledge religion, because there's actually one more thing that could happen from this.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay. You are also blessed for the rest of the day.
So I see it drop the rest of it out of there, right?
Yeah, it drops 9 coins down on the ground in front of everyone. Or in front of
All
her.
right. I'll chuck one on there and just go like, I ain't much of a religious man, but
When you go to chuck the coin, it like bounces off of like the shrine itself, like the air of the shrine, and kind of falls to the ground.
I'll pick it up and try to place it in there, I guess.
You can hear a whisper in your ear. It wants... It will not accept it.
Is that the spirit mother?
Yes.
Did I have the feeling when I was, like, hearing that, like, did I have the feeling of this sensation that was Delandrian?
Your voice was... It's hard to say. Like, you don't know what the gods sound like or what tones they take. It definitely did not feel like the tone you normally feel when you hear Shishak. Or when you feel like you're hearing Shishak.
I would feel like it was probably then, like, that was the main thing. I just wanted to make sure I didn't feel like it was the shot.
Yeah.
So I would just assume that it was Delandrian at that point.
No, you still have not heard or felt like the presence of Shashat in quite some time.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll return to the party, or like turn to the rest of the party if they had come up to the shrine with me and be like, I believe Delandrian is sending us a message that although she will try to see us safely as best as she can, that I believe she referenced a foe searching someone in our party who they believe is their mortal enemy, and that she cannot protect us from them, whether we stay here, whether we continue. I would assume, based on the information we've been uncovering, that it's the person looking for you, Zeke, but that's what I believe.
Hold on, I need to mute real quick. Keep going.
That's just what I believe she told me.
Hey, what's up?
So she actually speaks to you.
I believe so. I mean, I heard whispering in my ear, and it was an unfamiliar voice. It was definitely did not feel like Sashat, so I can only assume that it's Delandrian.
Why do all these other gods speak to us, not the ones that we care the most about? Makes you think sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've got God speaking to me too, and I ain't much for that. You said it was a she? The Lammer is a she?
Yes, it's a she.
Huh. Alrighty then. Don't know why I assumed otherwise.
Just waiting for Steve to come back for a thing, but...
Well, I think we've done all we can here then. Let's start heading into Chrysaisen then.
Yes, we'll just have to be on our guard. She made it seem like no matter what we do, this is going to come to a head soon, and we can't avoid it.
So we should probably look for a defensive position and wait there.
Potentially, she made it seem as we weren't safe wherever we went, and there was nothing she could do to protect it. I don't know how imminent that means it is, but...
At this point, we ain't really safe anywhere we go, though, are we?
If it is indeed that necromancer, I doubt picking a defensive position will help, since he may just send his minions after us. We need to seek him out and stop him directly.
Wouldn't it be easier for him to get a hold of you if the closer we get?
Well, I kind of ping his Zeke's armor. Isn't that what this is for?
It hopes, but perhaps the closer we get, the harder it will be nonetheless. I don't think waiting is a good option, though. Waiting will simply give him more time to hatch new plans versus us.
Yeah.
And I think he's clearly, if he's practicing in necromancy, he's not of a good-natured sort. Perhaps Ra's new protection spells will help as well.
It may be a bit crazy, but I do know someone, a tradesman, yeah. We used to do much smithing for many people. Perhaps he would know, or have at least know someone that might be able to pinpoint who this man is more precisely. I do not know if he's still there. It has been several years at this point, but...
I mean, you kind of got
we took many high-profile contracts in the past. It's potential there's connections there.
Well, at least we got a couple of leads, because you kind of got to go out of your way to find any place that has no light in it whatsoever.
I do have some magical connections in the city. Perhaps this spellcaster is well known in my parts as well.
For better or worse, I know a few people here too.
Then it seems we have many things to act upon. Many things that are better than just sitting and waiting for him to attack us again.
I might have something that can help.
Or waiting for anybody else that knows that we're here to come attack us. Oh, just me? Sorry.
I'll go up to the shrine, and I'll just say I appreciate this gift of knowledge you have given us. I know the gods don't always listen. And I'll take the necklace out of my bag that the one that like is just like cure light wounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll place it in the bowl and say,
you will not be able to put your hand near enough to the bowl to place it in there. Some force stops you from being able to do so.
I don't think a goddess to undead would really appreciate an item that does positive holy magic.
Nope, that's not why.
Oh,
okay. It is already expressed to you exactly why it is continuing to forcibly refuse your gifts.
No, I was just trying to be nice.
I know, but it does not. It will not take it. That is not how Delandrian operates.
That's fair.
I saw Ra put in. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I saw Ra put in a platinum and it spit the rest out. I think she
put in 10 platinum. She put in 10 platinum and it spit them out.
Steve, question.
I understand the gift thing, but she doesn't take gifts like that.
I don't know exactly how this item basically functions, but the item that Heracles gave me, the locate creature, I'm trying to discern specifically. It says locate a creature of a specific kind or a specific creature known to you. How, like, what does that basically come down to? Like, what does it have to?
Have you met or seen the person?
Okay, that's just what I wanted to know.
Yes, if you know enough about the creature, then you can locate the person.
And I'm guessing, like, knowing, just like having information from other people isn't enough to like know the creature.
No, not necessarily.
Okay. So that will not help us, but it was a thought.
Can I make an offering for the next good person to come through here? To give them some protection?
No, that is also not... They do not allow that as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think the altar's made it clear. I think we should continue on our way to Prezizen.
Well, let's take another hour or two and try and figure out if we can.
Let's keep pushing items into it.
Eventually, it'll have to.
This gun! We'll take this gun.
I'm making a strength check. I'm forcing through.
Yeah, the whole party, like, team checks. Like, now at this point, the cart, take the cart, damn it!
If it didn't want donations, it shouldn't have dressed that way, that damn shrine.
Look at all those bowls. They were just asking for donations.
No, we proceed before this gets any more.
Alright. So the party rolls on. And as you're traveling, Pierre starts to warn you, there is a zone that we will have to go through, that the travelers call the Boneyard.
Does it show up on my maps?
No, this is a relatively new thing. A large amount of the people of Stevelo have sort of produced this, not really a wall, just like a field of bodies of the dead and things to test out in the wilds, as if it's some sort of like necromancer test environment, you know, when you need to go out and learn, but you need to not be in civilization. It spans for hundreds of miles from Stevelo to the sea.
Well, that's ominous as shit.
Have any of us heard of this before, or is this brand new?
This is very new. You would have had to have been asking, because he said before you guys left, he was asking around about stuff in Prezizen and around Prezizen.
You mind showing me around?
Yeah, he'll show you on the map, like it's a, it's almost like a straight line. Let me go back to the thing.
Concerning as shit.
It is almost like a straight line from Stevelo to the sea.
Someone must have ordered to build a wall, and many people must have been in support of it.
I mean, you want to keep those goddamn Prezizeners out of Stevelo.
Who's gonna pay for this wall?
They'll make Prezizen pay for it.
Oh, Jesus.
Pierre, so this wall, you're saying it's a wall of undead? Or?
It's not a wall. It's just a lot of corpses and remains of creatures scattered across the landscape.
It sounds like a necromancer's wet dream.
It is.
I don't want to know how wet it is.
And you will start to approach the boneyard. And just as he said, there is a large, like, array of bones scattered about the landscape.
How far up? How tall is it on the map?
It spans for like about 10 or 15 miles.
Jeez.
It's a lot of bodies. Like, basically all the bodies that Steve-Lo has generated, they've kind of like brought out here.
Wait, it's that high?
No, it's like not high. Like it's
like
15 feet wide by like 130 feet, or 100, 15 miles wide by 130 miles long.
Do we see a passageway through? Or
there's plenty of ways you can go through. You can just go straight through it. It's just you're going to be traveling past like tons and tons of bodies as you do so. In fact, let me take you to an example of what the boneyard looks like. Oh, look, there's battle music.
No.
What? Battle music in an area with undead? What could that mean? Could it mean... Yes, it does. It means the party needs to roll initiative.
Donated to didn't do her job.
She actually did. She warned you about this.
Carolina, you're last one of them.
Are we... okay,
I need some initiative here. Yep, I reset it already.
Alright, now time to find out where I'm at. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing to click myself. That's why. I'm an idiot. Got it.
This is the same day, right?
Yes.
Okay. Should I deduct more for mage armors, or...
you will have gone through one mage armor by this point.
Okay.
Let me roll in some things you guys can't see yet. Well, actually, let me have the party roll me up some perceptions, and we'll see if you see them or if they're going to get a little bit of advantage on you. But I'm pretty sure... Ooh, maybe not.
Yep, still can't see.
So you guys will see one thing.
You triad.
There is a sort of blackened rhino with most of its flesh kind of rotted away, and it seems somewhat translucent as it kind of, like, gallops across the landscape with its feet only barely touching the ground beneath it.
Like an actual rhinoceros?
Like an actual rhinoceros.
That's not a thing.
But it looks like a bit bigger and a bit more dedicated to something.
Dedicated to murdering our mates. Yeah.
Those aren't natural around here.
We'll go over
My
that
15 doesn't really give me much information on that, I'm sure.
Hold on.
That's fine.
I need to get its initiative rolled up. Ooh, it rolled very poorly. There's definitely nothing else here, by the way, guys. Don't worry about those rolls.
Okay.
Not worried at all.
Alright, good to know there's nothing for us to be concerned about at all.
Phew.
Alright. So, Aravos, you go first.
I rolled a 69 perception. Am I aware of this rhino?
You are not aware of it. And cannot be made aware of it until somebody that made a 25... Or I'm sorry, that made a 20 or higher points it out to you. Because it is not entirely clear in the stacks of bodies.
So if I'm not aware we're in combat, I am doing nothing.
Okay. Ra?
So sorry, I didn't hear that. So if we didn't get a...
If you didn't get at least a 20... No, if you didn't get at least a 20, you are not aware of it.
Okay, well I did not.
Okay, then you will not know until somebody alerts you to it.
Yep, so I wouldn't do anything then.
Okay. Well, you guys are going to be made aware of something real quick. as a...
Whoa. What's their initiatives?
Hello! Check that guy out!
Oh, yeah, the big green one at the very bottom that stands out like clearly, and I should have seen it. Yep, that's right.
No, there's another one that appeared as well. That was that was hidden in this pile of bones.
Oh.
I guess I have to refresh my memory.
No, it should have just now popped up.
It's like weirdly freezing. Like I've got the little move map like selector thing, but it won't let me actually interact.
Oh, that's annoying. And it charges a horse.
It's still here.
But I made that armor.
Yeah, that will actually miss. Is it like its horn like gets caught up in the armor? Cassius. This is a large skeletal rhino that has charged forth from a pile of bones.
Fuck. What do I know about skeletons? Probably not a whole lot with a nature roll, I'm guessing.
Nope, not with a nature roll. That would be a religion roll.
Yeah, I figured as much. I know that the last one I shot with regular bullets didn't do a whole lot, so...
Thanks, I'll take care of the last one. I really wish I wouldn't have forgot.
Is there anything to go in the washer?
Yes.
It's down
Let's
there.
go ahead and, cold iron and silver, I believe.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Highs cold iron, lows silver.
Okay.
Alright. I'll grab a couple of silver bullets and...
Okay. Take your shots.
Because it very clearly attacked.
Oh yeah, it definitely charged one of the horses. That first one is a hit, and the second one is a hit.
Oh, the third one is a hit, not its second
Or
one.
first one and the third one, yeah. It's still up.
Does it look like it was more effective than the,
No, not at all.
Okay.
Next up, we have another little buddy here. And he is going to... Ooh, not have enough movement there. Let's tone that back. Here. Maldronicus.
So they're very clearly skeletal. I didn't.
Yes.
Yeah. If this thing's going at the horses, I'm just gonna yell. They're trying to disable the transport.
What? Who?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, no, you can see the skeletal
the rhinos.
ones. Yeah.
The rhinos. The fucking rhinos.
Oh shit! There's a rhino there.
Actually, wait, I haven't seen anything yet.
The Landrian save us all.
I'll wait it. Actually, no, there's no point in doing that this round. I'll just get off the cart and start getting ready to get a
Okay.
Sure. No, I'll just walk up to and shock the rest of it.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay, it's not. That's all I got.
Oh, by the way, I just realized...
Yeah, it's up on you, Sphinx.
I appreciate the name of my weapon. I just realized it.
It was just 2 pairs of jeans on there.
So it's not a good idea to
in the
mark
washer?
someone on top of the car.
No, I
right?
meant, is there stuff to go into?
No, there wasn't stuff to go in.
I mean,
Sorry.
Are those jeans dirty or
good.
clean?
They're dirty.
Yes. But, probably not.
What are you doing, Sphinx?
So I'll start off with probably giving the 2 orcs boiling blood.
Okay. Zeke.
What is this? Yeah, 20 feet, and then I can attack it.
Okay. have to step forward a little bit more, but yeah, you got it. Because otherwise the horse is going to create cover. Take your attack. Oh, shit! You, like, rip all the bones to pieces and send them flying.
God, boys.
I mean, have to get on that guy's bad side. Holy cow.
And then...
The Mancer doesn't know who he's messing with.
He's messing with 66 slashing damage, I believe.
And this one suddenly appear. This one charges out of the bones for Maldronicus.
Oh shit.
I don't suppose that hits.
Not even close.
I have to do better than that, Rhino.
One moves to there.
Well, let's not tempt fate.
All right.
The big Rhino's about to.
The transparent dark rhino's eyes glow bright, and it looks straight at Zeke.
Uh-oh.
And it lets out a wretched sound as it starts to charge towards Zeke. Oops, let me type that right. I'm glad I caught that before I clicked that button. And it seems to move faster than anything you've ever seen towards Zeke. It turns into a blur of movement.
Uh-oh.
Zeke, you may take your attack of opportunity. That is a hit. And then it will take its attack. Or first it will do this. So I need a will save. DC is 14.
Alright, I got a bunch of bonuses here.
It is
So
fear, so you're...
supernatural abilities.
Uh,
Spell-like abilities.
it is not a spell-like, but yeah, you'll get the +3. So yeah, it looks like you got it, because Indomitable Faith is versus what? That's
everything.
okay. So yeah, you will get it, so you are not cowering in fear, but it will take its attack. This attack is at +4, specifically against you. Does a 37 hit?
Yeah.
For 29, and does a 22 beat your CMD?
CMD, no.
Okay.
Wait, how much? 22?
22. Oh no, I'm sorry, 26.
No, it does not.
Okay. So its horn like comes at you, and you can feel it like as it hits you, its horn starts to like push in and starts to try to break through your armor. And you can feel it like puncturing into your skin deeply as it rushes in.
You said it looks directly at him when...
Oh, it's only looking at him. It only has eyes for him.
Can I make a sense motives?
Sure.
I'm just trying to figure out whether or not that feels more like pack mentality because he had annihilated the shit out of that guy, or...
No, this does not seem like that. Aravos.
All right, keep an eye out if I charge him.
I go up to Ra and I say, "It's time for some testing," and I cast Ancient Haste on her.
Okay. Yeah, she gains the effects. Ra, you are anciently hasted. So you effectively have a partial action. A partial action is like a standard action, except that you can't do everything that you can do in a standard action. There are some slight limitations, but you can take an extra attack with a partial action, but only a single attack. You can move, you can take a number of other actions. You can't cast a spell with a partial action. But you could cast a spell with your standard action and then use your partial action to attack.
Okay, so I
and
can
still
cast
get a
spell
move
here,
action.
Move, and then basically do my normal attack because I don't have a
Yes.
double attack yet. Okay, so that's what I will do. I'm going to we're gonna start with I'll Shield of Faith myself.
Okay.
I'm going to do my Protection Judgment. And then move behind Mr. Rhino Boy.
Which Rhino Boy?
This one.
Okay.
And
I'm going to need a will save before you attempt an attack.
Fun, okay. Ooh.
Ooh.
Whoa!
You can feel in your head something like push on you as you get ready to like bring your blade up and swing. Something kind of pushes back at you and you kind of like pressure and your blade goes real wide of this thing, right clear over the top of it.
Stupid-ass Rhino.
But you got the feeling like nothing about this thing seemed to be pushing at you. Something outside of the material world seemed to be pushing at you.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna make a sense motive too. So that rhino just doesn't seem to care. Like, does it even seem to acknowledge Rakata's presence?
No.
Okay.
It's real horny.
It is like hell bent on Zeke.
Cassius.
Well then. Well, we still got all these other guys to worry about too, so ain't no sense in letting them swarm us. I'm gonna try to hit that dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna reload, and then well, actually, yeah, I would have to reload. So then I would just be able to take the one shot, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna reload with the cold iron ammo and see if
Okay.
that does anything. Reload them 6 bullets.
That does not seem to make any change.
Cool.
This rhino goes, and this rhino is going to charge at Ra.
Bring it. Stupid ass rhinos.
It brought
Miss. Miss.
it. Okay.
Fucked rhino.
Maldronicus.
Yeah. Pro attack.
Okay.
Swing at the one in front of me. We do not have these.
Ooh.
Good board.
Oh wait, why is my camera?
I don't know.
Am I still here? I'm still here.
You're still here. You're just
Here,
not
weird.
camered. Your camera is like
Necromancer
it's
gone.
1990.
Okay.
Okay. What the
Romancer.
fuck?
It is down.
The Cameramancer.
If that's the case, then I guess I'll just I'll throw images up.
Okay. Sphinx.
Did Zeke already start raging?
Did
Yeah.
Zeke rage? Okay.
Okay. Then there's no point in trying to help him. Just magic wise.
What happens to the rhino when it dies, by the way?
The rhino just falls to bones.
We're content. It's pretty dead looking.
Oh yeah. Until the next necromancer comes along and decides to animate it again.
This would be a thing that has to exist at some point.
Everything else is touching people. Unless someone wants to be enlarged. Anyone want to be big?
Not me.
Make my
Obviously
guns
not.
bigger.
That's not how this works.
We're running out of time. That conversation takes time.
Apparently Mel doesn't care.
I'll be big. I don't care. Fine.
All right,
Alright, Mel gets to be big.
Zeke.
Don't make my guns bigger, don't do me no good.
I mean, it increases their damage die.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess I just start 5 foot stepping.
Yep.
And so am I considered flanking with Ra? Like,
no, you are not, because it's not a direct line in the way that you are standing because of the horses.
Where I'm standing, but I'm saying because she can attack.
She would have to take a step over to be, because you can't like go into the horses to get a full cross section on this thing.
I'm not flanking right here.
You can't attack it because you have a reach weapon. You're 5 feet away from it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You need to be 10 feet away from. You need to be further. Like you're drawing your line in over its face to draw that.
Yeah, because you can't attack the adjacent square with those weapons, right?
So now you're a little. I'll move you into place. Well, I may have to just put us back into grids as much as I hate the appearance of grids.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I gotta measure like 30 times to
Fine. Take your attack.
find a spot.
Ooh. That is a hit, but will not confirm.
Do I have anyone within 10 feet of me?
Yes, you have.
So,
You have Pierre there.
God damn it, Pierre.
Well,
Even that though would not. Even that would still not make it a hit though, or make it a. But it's still a hit. It's a solid hit too. That will miss. This rhino is going to go, and it too is going to charge Ra. Damn it.
Nope.
And this one is going to take its 5-foot step forward and
Quick
attack
question.
Zeke. Yes.
Because I just don't know how exactly this works. If I use my step up feet, do those get attacks of opportunity on me?
No, because that is your 5. That is a 5-foot step.
Oh, true. Okay, so yeah, I will be 5-foot stepping with it.
Okay. This doesn't reset till next round. $34 to hit.
yep.
Let me make sure. I think this only works on the initial. Yep. Okay. That'll take us to Aravos.
Can I look around the battlefield? There's no spellcasters around animating shit, is there?
Nope, not at all.
Alright. I guess I'll just give everyone the regular old haste.
Okay.
I'll try to give it to Zeke, but I guess he can resist it or whatever.
Yep, Zeke needs to make a will save. Or a fortitude save, rather.
Fortitude.
Yep, okay. It does not succeed on Zeke. Ra.
Alright, so if I want to try to attack this thing, I'm assuming we'll save again.
Yep, you will need another will save to attack this thing.
I am going to first... How long does Ancient Haste last?
1 round per
Same
level.
duration. Yeah.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if it was the same.
Yep.
I'm going to attempt to cast Flames of the Faithful defensively, just in case this rhino turns around and cares.
Give me a concentration.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that is a failure.
It's 15 plus 2 times spell.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So the spell will not resolve.
Okay, well, whatever.
But you can still make your attack.
I should have just gone for it. Alright, let's see if I pass the will save.
You will succeed the will save there.
Okay.
It lets out an ungodly noise, and I need the two of you to give me will saves as it falls to the ground. Okay.
Two of them next would make sense.
And it is down.
get my bonuses against whatever this is.
Yep. You way more than got it. It's 14 is the will save.
Okay.
Cassius.
Alright. So this this thing went down, you said?
That thing went down.
Alright. Well, speaking of getting down, you know what? So if they're, would I just take a -1 if they're under 50?
What?
Or would it be so like they're 45 feet away?
You would just take a negative. It takes 30. It takes each range increment over itself to do it. So 60 would be the next time your range increment would trigger. Because it's 30 for your guns, right?
Yeah. I thought it was for every 10 feet. My bad.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll just I guess from where I'm at, I'll I don't know. What the hell?
It's like technically -2 for you. What's up?
I don't know what is up with your cam.
I'll just blast the one that's at the top.
Those will all hit.
Oh, you're back.
For not great damage, though. This rhino will go and take a step in at Ra. Huh! Good rolls, but wasted on your extra high AC. Aldronicus.
Looks like they've got that. I'm gonna just be watching on the side to make sure nothing else tries to attack the forces over here.
Okay.
Do I see anything else around here?
Nope.
Okay. Basically ready in action if I do see something pop out.
Okay. Zeke.
Alright, so did this thing turn to bones like the other ones?
It is just laying there on the ground, limp.
Alright, I'm 5 foot stepping back and attacking it.
Okay.
I'll sit here and do nothing, I guess. That's fine. Okay, well, my action.
Did it turn to bones now?
No. I mean, it's unconscious. It's like on the ground. It's not doing anything. Sure.
Ra is confused as to why he's still attacking it and is going to just, well, I guess I don't know if I have to probably have to wait till my turn to do that, but I'm just curious trying to figure out if there's like a reason why he's like still attacking.
Unfortunately, that is not enough to have any idea.
Okay.
Nope. That is a miss.
It gores itself.
Aravos.
Seeing my... Did I didn't see Ra cast any protection from evil yet, right?
Nope.
Okay. So seeing my contracted buddy in seemingly a little bit of trouble, I will cast Ancient Fly on myself.
Okay.
And so that let me just minus the spell points for that. And then I got 90 feet of movement, so I want to fly like high above them, like over Ra.
Okay.
I don't know like how tall she is, but I want to be like 5 feet above her, so clearly no rhino can hit me.
Okay.
I can't tell what
You're
depth
fine.
that would be. And then I'll stay hovering above her and let her know I'm gonna give her some buffs the next turn.
Okay. Ra.
All right, I'm gonna go for the top rhino.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna do 2 attacks on it then, I guess.
Sure. Ooh,
Nice.
that's gone.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
I don't know.
Oh, on a 16 you
It may be a little dead.
That is, those both confirm. So.
Ooh.
The mini just got wiped off.
Oh yeah, that's gone. That's gone. All right.
So this thing was like zombie or skeletal looking, right?
I mean, it had bones to it, but it was like rotting flesh and semi-transparent.
Guys, is this thing dead? It didn't.
What would make you think it's not dead? It's laying on the ground, just like all the rest of the things are. This just wasn't made up of bones.
Okay.
It still had attached skin.
Well, I'm gonna see if there's anything in its stomach then.
Okay. There is not anything in its stomach.
I'm gonna go take a look at these piles where these things emerged from.
Okay.
What's all over here?
Actually, as you're doing that, Zeke, while you're cutting this open, you notice that there are already knife marks on its stomach. Like something had cut into it and then pulled down the bottom. Ra, you're standing right there, so give me a knowledge religion as he's doing that.
Desecrating the corpses.
This looks like ritual scarring. Like somebody cutting into something. Like this is the kind of cut that's done with a ritual knife because it cuts along the skin layer only. It cuts just deep enough to cause it to kind of open and start to flay, but this is how you would go about peeling off the skin if you were going to do that. And you can see kind of where the lines start, as if somebody were doing that. And there's also a bit of a puncture where somebody would stick their hand in and pull something loose. And as he cuts in deep, you'll notice that it has no heart.
Oh.
I'm assuming spellcraft check to try to see if I would know of any sort of ritual spells.
No, this would be knowledge religion, and your religion was your religion was high enough to know that it was some sort of sacrifice,
but not to know what exactly.
Yeah.
How far are we in?
You are at about you're within less than a day's travel. You're just a few hours from town.
Okay, no.
Or do you mean in the boneyard?
Boneyard, yeah.
You're at the edge of the boneyard. You guys have just kind of entered into the boneyard.
So this could be something that we have to deal for 15 miles.
Well, no, you knew about this one. You were warned about this one. Something that wanted to get one of your party members specifically that had a vengeance.
We could deal with combats like this.
You paid your money, and Delandrian promised you safe passage.
Do we would know that it's just the one thing then?
You know that this thing was the thing that was hunting you. This is the thing that specifically had eyes for a party member.
I didn't know if this was the thing or this was sent by someone to somebody else was trying to get him but sending his minions after him or something.
I think what he's getting at is what Delandrian was telling me is there was something that they couldn't control and couldn't stop was this.
Right. She apologized for an undead creature that she had no control over and could not stop from attacking you.
Yeah, I was just
it sounds like that was this encounter, but then promised that everything else should be relatively safe. So I think we're safe to assume that now this creature is dealt with, it should be safe the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
At least that would be our assumption based off of what I heard from Delandrian.
Now, Steve, I don't have too much knowledge about rhinos, but I know about a very specific rhino. Would I have any?
The brick in the fourth wall rhino from?
Well, no, because Cassius did find out about him when he was doing information.
He read the book on Rezix the Rhino Rampage.
Yeah, because I was looking for.
Yeah, part of what leads Rezix to be a great hero is the death of Rezix's first rhino.
And he was mind controlled by the. I don't remember if I remember this or
later. He becomes mind controlled by the dragons.
By the dragons, right?
Right, but before that, when he is in his early days of travel, he is. They need the group he's traveling with needs passage over the sea, and they require a sacrifice to the Delandrian. And one of their party members drags the rhino out and sacrifices it to Delandrian. Or not to Delandrian, to Ursula.
Yeah, I didn't know if it would be too out of character to make that assumption, given the very little about rhinos we've encountered.
This is a sacrificed rhino out in the middle of an area where rhinos aren't entirely common.
Yeah, but
yeah, I don't think you'd be able to link that to me being that dude who killed.
Well, that part wouldn't make sense at all.
Not that.
Chronologically, that is impossible.
About the rhino being connected to Rezix, maybe.
Yes, this would seem like this has the plausibility to be Rezix's first rhino.
Hey, do any of y'all know anything about Rezix?
Never heard of the man.
I don't know. Do we know anything about him?
Mal, you won't find anything else in the piles of bone.
Okay.
They are just like bone piles of humans. They seem to be kind of grouped together, so there's like no more than 6 to a group. And they all have like some random miscellaneous weapons on them.
But do I see any like, so these were like rhinos, and I was under the impression that this was like a human boneyard, so do I see like all sorts of other animals?
There are other creatures if you like wander about. There's these like bigger bone stacks that are other creatures. They're like the larger bones of some other creature. There's some jaw bones and some other bits and pieces. This was kind of rushed together because I was short on time to build this. But there are like various bones scattered throughout the area that are not just human.
There is a wide array, so it wouldn't be weird that there was rhino skeletons.
No, not at all. Because there's skeletons from all sorts of different animals.
Okay.
These stacks though are all humans, and they are all roughly 6 people or like 4 to 6 people stacked together in a pile.
Okay. Satisfies my search. I'll return back to the cart.
Okay. That history doesn't give you any real information, Arbus.
Yeah, I'll respond to Cassius and just be like, never heard of it. While my fly is still up, I just want to fly up and just look, see if I can notice anything from up higher.
No, there's nothing else to notice.
Okay. I return to the cart.
This looks like his first rhino, and he had to sacrifice his rhino to get across. You said it was Desert,
No,
right?
he didn't sacrifice it. Someone else sacrificed it for him.
The rhino was sacrificed. It was like his animal companion or something like that. And it was sacrificed for them to get... It was Deshret, right? I keep forgetting the...
Ursula. Ursula was the one.
Yeah, sorry.
What
should
do you
know
mean
this.
looks like his rhino? Is there some distinguishing mark?
It's cut in the same way that it was sacrificed before and the heart is ripped out.
Those cuts and the missing heart kind of lines up with what I've heard about what I read about it in the Dragon's Cove, because he was an adventurer, and him and his group were trying to travel across the sea, and they needed to make a sacrifice to Deshret. Ursula,
Yeah.
sorry, to Ursula to get it across with safe passage, and somebody. Did I get a description of them, or was it just...
No, that is like not in the book at all. It's like something had like, it's like the words go kind of fuzzy when you read over that area.
To read my own book, right?
Sort of, but a little bit different.
But I don't know.
Rezix is the spellcaster hunting me. Rezix is this necromancer.
I mean,
that we're looking for.
There's nothing that leads me to believe he was a necromancer, right?
No, he sounded like a very strong fighter that died many, many, many years ago.
No, I
don't know why else he would send his rhino after me.
I mean, if his rhino was in this graveyard and it was a strong rhino, wouldn't it be something that the necromancer would just use to try and kill you, Zeke?
If he was sacrificed to the sea, how would he get to this boneyard?
Well,
I guess we don't know where these came from.
I don't know who sacrificed it. It was suspiciously missing, or I couldn't read it or something. Kind of like when I was trying to read my own book.
Do corpses just wash up on the shore? Like if you put a rhino corpse...
Not way out this far. Like, this would be like tsunami levels of water washing up. This would actually be like mega tsunami levels of water washing up on the shore.
Well,
like this would be bodies like washing up on the shore, then a tornado picking them up and moving them across the land, and then another tornado coming up and picking them and throwing them across the land.
But like over the course of time, that's irrelevant, right? Like it would slowly...
How long ago was this? The Great Skeletal Rhino Migration of Aught 8.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out like how long, like if it's been in the ocean for like decades.
It would take millennia to have that kind of plausible chance of happening.
Okay.
But
and that's just plausible chance. We're not even talking about like realistic chance.
Yeah, I don't think it looks only zombified at that point.
No.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, what was I gonna say?
But it had intent in its eyes.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, y'all saw how it looked directly at Zeke and went directly at Zeke.
Yeah, I've never heard of this rhino dude. Like,
I don't know what you did to him or didn't do to him.
So unless he's this... Well, I mean, I'm putting it down. This dude is the...
I'm not telling you that's who it is.
Probably.
I'm just letting you know that it might be related to him. Or whoever sacrificed it might be related to who's trying to kill you.
Yeah, I would say the most likely scenario is that whatever religion he sacrificed that rhino to somebody
sacrifice
sacrificed this rhino to Elso.
They
And it's
sacrificed
probably
it
just
to
the same sort of
Ursula.
sacrificial ritual.
They sacrificed the rhino to Ursula for safe passage. I don't know who
Gentlemen,
did, but
I have no idea what this historical nonsense you're spouting, but can we discuss in the card and keep moving?
Zeke, I'm going to need an attack of opportunity as this thing starts to get up and its eyes open. And you quickly slash it back down.
Alright, guys.
Alright, just to be
so
on the
Yeah,
safe
moving
know how to-
sounds like a good idea.
I'm gonna come over here, and I don't know if this works like other undead creatures, but we're gonna see here. We're gonna cure light wounds this thing.
Heal
Sure.
it to death.
That's
It gets
fine.
back up.
Does it seem like
Dang it, not
anything
again.
happens?
Sure, it burns a little bit.
A little bit,
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit.
It burns worth of 11 points of damage.
can I try and set a regular fire underneath it to see if, like, it'll...
The fire will not look like it burns it at all.
well, shit.
Can we just leave this thing? Is it going to chase us throughout the whole boneyard?
Nobody's succeeded their knowledge religion, so nobody's sure.
I mean...
I vote we leave. Let's go.
I mean,
Wait.
so a god said it was going to find me, so I mean...
With seeing it get back up,
think
will that
we can
prompt
get away
to
from it?
try another check?
Nope, you
Or-
can only try another check when you've
Oh.
gained a level.
You're right. We could probably easily outrun this thing that blurred.
So I'm just
I'm gonna
chopping
heal it some more.
100%
That's fine.
of the time right now.
That's fine.
Just
You guys can
non-stop
cut this thing
chopping
forever. Cut it, cut it,
So-
cut it, cut it, cut
Can
it.
I
We're
cut
gonna-
it into small pieces?
Sure.
Let's do
So
like we
Steve-
did. Let's do like we did with the golem.
So I go up and I coup de grace, which
Sure.
confirms the crit.
Sure.
And I basically, so does a 30 on religion tell me anything about this thing?
Where's this 30 on religion?
Anything that I crit?
Oh, okay. So you'll realize as you cut into its head that, like, strands, like, start kind of reaching back out around your blade to kind of reaffix the head. This thing is some form of revenant. It will not stop unless something, like, brings it to, like somebody sort of bridges its way into the afterlife, or until it has killed the thing that has caused its death.
So cutting it up and burying it around so it doesn't reassemble. Isn't
It
gonna
will
fix
eventually, like, gather itself back together.
Oh,
All you'll
I
be
would-
doing is extending the amount of time it will take.
I would mention the Zerah, and I said, do you have anything for facilitating bridging of spirits to the afterlife?
No, it's not really my specialty.
If only we had somebody in the party who deals with
Sphinx,
that
what
kind of
about you?
stuff.
Yeah, do I have any? Does the person who could talk to ghosts have anything?
So the problem here is this isn't really humanoid. So as you come up to it, like, you can feel, like, as you get close and you turn on your spirit sight, you can really feel, like, the anger that is, like, built up inside of this thing. And the raw, like, fury it has is kind of, like, pushing back at you. It is, like, so deeply entwined with its physical form that it would take quite the like quite a bit of effort to separate it from its soul, from its physical form.
I say we dismember this creature, I cast some webs, and we make our way. It'll take forever for it to catch up to us.
You saw how fast it moved, right?
Yes, we'll be long gone before it regenerates and comes after us.
What do you know about these things?
Well, I don't want to stand here and do nothing. Let's get moving.
Why not?
The like ability of putting itself back together, would that be that wouldn't be under the realm of considering being created or summoned, would it?
It is not created or summoned. It itself is its own, like, spirit of vengeance.
What if we just brought it with us and kept putting it down until we could figure out
But
what to
the
do
weird
with it?
part here that, like, I think needs to be repeated is that this spirit has eyes for Zeke. It becomes more powerful when it became more powerful and faster when it saw Zeke. Its eyes glowed when it saw Zeke. And it gains these powers when the thing that killed it comes into its sight.
So Zeke, obviously, is what killed it.
Well, what he's saying is, if we just put this thing down and like bury it for just, even if it's a second, and we get away, Zeke, if we get out of range, it shouldn't be able to catch up.
No, it can. You would know that it can follow Zeke anywhere.
It gained those powers when
it gained the faster movement power, and its eyes glowed when it saw Zeke.
Not when it was within sight of Zeke, right?
When it saw Zeke.
So it still has the abilities on?
It's unconscious right now, so it does not have that ability. It can't see while it's unconscious.
But, I mean, it would have to have a visual line of sight on Zeke, is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, not that it unlocked those powers when he saw it, because I just wanted to clarify, because
that's what I'm saying. If we bury it for, even if it's a moment, and we get away, then the thing can't see Zeke, then we should be able to outrun it. But it will eventually find you. And that's, so...
We can be in.
But if we don't have anything we can do about it, is there anything we can do about that?
I don't know. And I mean, I'm not hearing anybody like taking suggestions. I'm hearing everybody waiting for the DM to tell them the answer.
Well, how long did it take till it came back up?
What exactly was that Mal got?
It took a while, quite a while.
Okay.
What was the exact information Mal got from his role on so it was until it kills the thing that killed it, or
until it kills the thing that killed it, or until something like separates its soul from its body. Something gives its soul enough peace to move on.
Well, I say minutes. Did it take minutes for it to return?
It took minutes. Yeah, it took all that time that you guys were you were telling that story about.
Then let's dig this hole, and then we'll keep an eye on it. Put it back down when it comes back up. Bury it. Try to web it. Whatever you want to do, and then we could maybe hide him in a bedroll and try to get out of here.
I mean, what did you say the name of the person who owned this rhino was, Ryan?
Resix, with 3 X's if I remember right, unless that was errated, Steve.
If I
it changes a lot.
Oh, because he put signed it with 10 X's at one point or something, didn't he?
It was however many X's he felt like adding at the time was how many X's there would be.
If I go up to the rhino and I close its eyes, just pull its lids down, and I say, Razix is sorry for what he did. He shouldn't have slaughtered you the way he did. It wasn't fair to you.
You know already that Razix didn't slaughter him.
Okay, well, I'm still trying.
Okay.
Or whoever in the party that we thought had slaughtered him, or the sacrifice or whatever.
Apparently, I slaughtered him at some point, so I also apologize.
Well, that works really well for Jack. So I think it might take a little more than that.
We have no spells. We're trying to apologize. Okay, if none of this works, then let's just go, and we'll have to deal with the fact that a rhino is chasing us.
Well, do any of you know if this creature has a high intelligence score?
It does not.
Sphinx, remember, Maldronicus traded some knowledge for a special spell that makes people invisible to low intelligence creatures. Perhaps you can cast this on Zeke, and this thing will not be able to detect him for enough time for us to...
You can just cast it on the cart and go.
Or that.
Yeah.
A magical voice.
Sure, I'll do that since it's not on my list.
Well, shit, that's a good idea.
I would, as we're packing up to leave, I'll just ask them to move the corpse between 2 points where I can cast a web just to web it and slow it down. Because web lasts a long time, so I'll just web.
You guys can continue the rest of your journey, and before nightfall, you will make it to Chrysaisen. The city is brightly lit as usual, and as you start to get into range and you watch the sun kind of set, you also watch the sky get brighter. The sky kind of starts to illuminate brighter as the sun sets in the sky as you make your way up to the gates.
While we're on the way, I'll kind of talk to Pierre a little bit and see his thoughts on the whole matter at hand.
Pierre is way confused, and has no real insight into what's going on here.
You're okay with me webbing that one, right?
Yes.
Just jesting, Pierre. I'm just jesting.
All right, and that is where we will break for tonight.
Now Mal takes a deep sigh as he sees Chrysizen and just mutters, hopefully I control my destiny more this time. Astounded not have a good last stay with me.
This town is going to be so much fun.
All right,
Like
so
infinite backstories.
so I have to work next Thursday night.
Okay.
I won't be here next session.
That kind of sucks.
Yep.
Like till super late too.
Yeah. I mean, I work till close, so I'll be back at like 11, probably, maybe 10:30, somewhere between like 10:30 and 11.
That's really fucking annoying.
Do Wednesday. Wednesday session.
I'm pretty sure I close Wednesday also.
Oh. We can just do a Mal side story session. We just Smith and talk
But
about
yeah,
people.
so it looks like they're cutting hours, which means there's gonna be one person working during the entire day, which is me for multiple times.
Okay.
That's fun.
So it shouldn't. I can work around this because I mean, as long as you guys don't immediately set off on the find whoever it is that is going after Zeke in town.
I mean, at minimum, for things that we were already planning to do, like I have connections, so does Ryan. So
Right.
like that's going to take some time.
It's going to take some time.
Oh, I know people.
Ominous
I would call them
words.
connections.
So like following up these connections alone is already going to be like quite some time to actually figure stuff out. So like by the time that it's pertinent, like that could already be like a full session potentially.
Okay.
I also need to get my smithing finished and all that shit. So
let me have everybody gain 3,533 XP.
Oh.
Ooh.
Jesus.
What number did you say?
3,533.
What's next level's XP?
Quite a ways away. You're 7, right?
Yeah, I should have it on here, right?
5,100.
Well, no, you leveled us all up to 8. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone but John and I are 8.
That's
John
what it
and
was.
I are 7.
Yep. So yeah, I don't have the chart in front of me. So what did you say, Ryan? 51,000?
51 is 8.
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah, but what's 9?
Hold on.
Yeah, that I do not. I
9
was
is
actually about,
75,000.
Thank you.
I was about to ask the same thing, so thank you.
Well, good job, everybody. This was very well done. I was very impressed with how well you guys did versus the Giants. And yeah, we'll see what happens in Chrysizen, a city where almost the entire party has something going on. We will catch you guys next week. There may be a clinical theurgy tomorrow, dependent upon a lot of variables. I think I've got a setup that might work. We'll see. And then there is no Akunsant on Sunday, so following that, we will be back on for Conscripted that following Thursday. So, good night, everyone. Take care.